All right, everybody, welcome to the stream today. Let's talk movies live. I'm going to be going over the movies that I watched this weekend or this week, and also talk about the box office for the weekend. And I will also be going over the movies that are coming out next week. So, with that, thank you for joining in. Thank you for watching. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you're having a great day. First off, so I saw 3 movies this week or this weekend, and I'm just going to go in the order in which I saw them, not necessarily like my favorite to my least favorite, because I actually liked all of them quite a bit. So, with that, let's go ahead and get started. So, what I saw first this weekend was actually a streaming movie. I'm not too big on streaming movies, but this one I was looking forward to, and I thought it was pretty interesting. And that is, that is Predator: Killer of Killers. I liked this movie quite a bit. I like the animation style. I liked how there's 3 different stories that kind of they all come together eventually, but it's throughout different periods of time. I thought that was a really interesting take for them to do, and each story was good. The thing I liked the most was that they didn't rely on covering up in mud to defeat the predators. They actually used their talent and they used their skill set and they used things around them to kill the predators. I like that a lot, and I hope there's more of that moving forward. I'm not too sure what Predator Badlands is going to be like because it's on the Predators world, but we'll see. So with this, there's these 3 different time periods, and they take the person that kills the predator, and then they freeze them, and then they wait a couple hundred years, and then they'll choose another guy or another girl, and then same thing, take them, freeze them, and then choose another one. So there's these 3 stories. One was set like in like the Viking times, and then another was set during like the samurai time, and then another one was set in World War II. And then so they took the 2 guys and then the girl. The girl was the Viking. A guy was a samurai, and another guy was a war pilot. And so they took them, and then once all their stories were done, so it was like 25 minutes per story, and then they had a final story with all 3 of them working together. And I'm gonna assume it was on the Predator's world, which might be where Predator Badlands takes place. So they get with it and they start working together. They're originally told that they have to kill each other, and then the winner of the 3 of them that survives will then fight the predator, and then they end up just working together and defeating the predator. Kind of. One of them dies. I'm not going to spoil it too much in case you want to watch it because it did just come out. And it was really good. It was a lot of fun. And then one thing that I will spoil though, at the very end, they're back in like the cryo area, I guess, where they freeze all the people that they trap throughout time or that they take from certain time periods. And the last one that they pass is the girl from Prey, Amber Midthunder's character from Prey. So she's been taken from her time frame, and she's now being frozen until who knows when. So I assume that character will come back at some point. They wouldn't have done that just to do it, especially because it's Dan Trachtenberg, the director that did Prey and is also doing Predator Badlands, and he did Predator Killer of Killers. So that'll be really interesting to see what they do with that. So Predator Killer of Killers, it's on Hulu. Go ahead and give it a watch. It's a fun movie, especially if you like Predator, you like violence, you like killing. A lot of fun. Next up after that, I saw Dangerous Animals. This movie, I went into it completely blind. I did not know a thing about it. I just knew it was a shark movie, and so I thought that's what it was going to be. It is, and it is not. It's sharks on the land and in the water, if that makes sense. You'll know when you see the movie. But it's a really good, I guess it's a thriller. It's more of like a horror than a thriller, like a psychological thing. But Jai Courtney did a great job. This is finally a good little win for him. I feel like he hasn't had really any wins most of his career, and he's funny in this. He's menacing in this, and so spoilers, he's the bad guy. But I didn't anticipate that going in. So like once he did his first kill, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then so it just shows also why to never give up like on yourself. With the people that he has trapped, there's one girl that just won't give up. She's always fighting. So there's that kind of a message in it too, that no matter where you're in, no matter how down you are, always keep fighting because it'll get better. And but with that it's just a fun killer movie. It's probably, I would say, I'm not too big on shark movies per se, but it's probably the best shark movie since like Blake Lively's The Shallows, or even Soul Surfer was a good movie too, but that wasn't really so much a shark movie as it was like an overcoming of a bad time. But with that, the sharks weren't the part of the movie that was scary. Like, sure, there's sharks in it and everything like that, but what's scary is that how this guy is using sharks with people that he captures. And so that was different and fun, just straight up. So I would definitely recommend checking, or I would recommend checking it out. Excuse me. And especially if you like horror, if you're not a fan of sharks and you're not a fan of the ocean, maybe don't see this movie. You're not gonna like it that much, because it will have you like, ugh, like at times, especially if you're afraid of all that stuff. But again, it's dark humor, but which I love. I think it's funny. So he's a guy killing people, but it's also like kind of funny when he like talks to them and stuff, and just I don't know. It was just an overall fun movie. Not too much to say about it, except that it was just a good time. I think it's an independent film, so definitely go support that so we can get more independent films like this, because this I think this is better than any large studio that could have made it. So with that, I mean, not too much on Dangerous Animals. I give it real quick. So with Predator, my bad. With Predator, I would give Predator a 8.5 out of 10. And then with Dangerous Animals, I'd give it a 8.2. There were times it felt a little bit long, and that could have been because I saw it at AMC, and Jesus, they have like 30 minutes of trailers, and it just makes the movie itself drag on even longer. So that could be why I feel like it was a little bit long, but it was only an hour and 40 minutes. So that could have been why, but I give it an 8.2. And then finally, the last movie I saw this week was Ballerina. This movie was a lot of fun. I've heard some kind of like not so good things about it going into it. And man, I don't know what anybody's talking about, because this movie is a hell of a lot of fun. What I like the most is that John Wick, while he's in it, he doesn't overshadow the movie and kind of take it over. I like that quite a bit. They used him just the right amount. And then to where when you're like, okay, like when's he going to come in? Like I've seen him in the trailer, then he comes in. And then so it worked well like that. They didn't make it to where like Ana de Armas, this tiny little girl, can just beat the shit out of these big dudes. They didn't do that. In the movie they say like, hey, like you're never gonna win. You have to cheat or use things around you to win. And she does that, and she learns that, and it's throughout the entire movie. The whole movie is just, it feels like it could be one big action sequence. There's maybe like 10-20 minutes of an action scene, and then like 4 or 5 minutes of talking. Like there's very minor amounts of talking in between each action scene, and each one is just so much fun. There's one with in the like in the club with like ice picks and stuff that they were using. There was one with an ice skate later in the movie. There's obviously the John Wick action scene, and what I like most about that one too is that John Wick, he's there to kill her, but he doesn't want to, because he has empathy for her. He understands why she's doing what she's doing, and so when she's trying to beat him up, she can't. And there's like 3 different times where he's like, could have killed you here, so stop. Could have killed you here, so stop. Could have killed you here, so stop. And then she's like, no, like I'm doing it for this. And he's like, okay, I understand. And then he helps her out, and then that's that. So it definitely leads into a sequel. Don't expect a lot of John Wick. He won't be in it, but I don't think anybody's going to see this movie expecting a lot of John Wick. And also don't expect this movie to have a lot of dialogue or all the best acting. Like, you go to these movies for action, and that's what you're going to get with this movie. This movie was a lot of fun. I definitely want to see another one now, and I hope she's in John Wick 5. This movie takes place between John Wick 3 and 4, but if you hadn't seen, or if you hadn't like read the news on that, then you wouldn't know. You would just assume that this takes place after 4, even though in 4 he's like quote unquote dead, but I don't think he is. So if I hadn't known that, I would have just been like, oh, okay, he didn't actually truly die then after John Wick 4, and he's in this. So, but they also do tie in scenes from one of the other movies. It's just set in the past, so that's where that comes in. I could see there can be some confusion for people that didn't do like any research or didn't hear about it or anything like that. But other than that, it was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking this one out, and I'd give this one an 8.5 as well. I think I had a lot of fun with this movie. Ooh, excuse me. It's full action pack, like I said earlier, and it just goes on and on. The pace just doesn't stop once it gets going. It never slows down, and that's what's most fun about these movies. So yeah, with Ballerina, Dangerous Animals, and Predator: Killer of Killers, those are the 3 movies that I saw this week. There's a lot coming up next week that I'm going to talk about that I will be seeing, and I will talk about those next Sunday as well. And with that, let's go ahead and check out the box office. So the box office for the week, let me actually move over here real quick. Box office for the week. Lilo and Stitch, number 1 again for its 2nd week in a row with another 32 million. Ballerina in 2nd place with 25 million. Mission Impossible made only 15 million this week, and that's not very good for Mission Impossible. Karate Kid Legends made 8 million again in its second week. Not good for Karate Kid. Final Destination Bloodlines in fifth place with another 6.5 million. That actually is pretty good for that movie. The Phoenician Scheme, the new Paul Wes Anderson movie, made 6.2 million. That also opened this weekend, but I think it had a limited release the week before, so that's why it's in the positive 1,000%. So there's that. I think that's kind of cheating. The seventh place is Bring Her Back with 3.5 million. That was another. That's its second weekend as well. So a 51% drop for that movie is actually pretty good. Dan to Dan just came out this weekend, making about 3 million. Sinners still in the top 10 with 2.9 million, and Thunderbolts in 10th place with 2.5 million. Kind of sad to see Dangerous Animals at 1.5. I think Dangerous Animals deserves to be in the top 10. But hey, probably didn't have that large of a budget for marketing, so that's why I would put this like where Karate Kid Legends is, or even Final Destination. This movie, Dangerous Animals, it's a lot of fun. So with that, and then let's see. Oh, okay, French. Okay, so yeah, I don't really care about any of those. So yeah, Dangerous Animals should be the why can't I think of it? It's a word that I can't think of right now, but it should be in the top 10. So with that, let's go ahead and now check out the international or the worldwide numbers to see what's made the most money worldwide so far. So again, not going to be counting that Niza 2 because that's just nobody's heard of it, so that's just a lie. So number one is going to be Minecraft at 9.5 million, or 951 million, excuse me. So that one, it could have hit $1 billion, man. It could have hit $1 billion. Lilo and Stitch in its second or third weekend. Oh, I forget how much it is now. 772 million. This one is making so much money so fast. This Lilo and Stitch, it will hit $1 billion. There's no way that it won't. I gave it 2 weeks and it'll hit $1 billion. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning at 450 million. That's actually really good. That's already creeping up beyond what Dead Reckoning was. I think like at this point in time, I think Dead Reckoning still made about like 600 million worldwide. Let me check that out real quick though while I'm going over this. My nose is itchy today. Dead Reckoning, box office. Okay, so let's see what it made. So Dead Reckoning made 571 million, and Final Reckoning's at 450. So I think it could pass it. Its international numbers are going to help it out tremendously. I don't know why us here in the United States, domestic, I don't know why we don't like these Mission Impossible movies, but we should. So that's crazy. That's a huge jump. That's double. The foreign numbers are double than what the domestic is. That's wild. Captain America: Brave New World at 415 million. Thunderbolts at 374 million. Deserves to do better. I say that every single week. Sinners at 357 million. And Final Destination Bloodlines at 257 million. So I think this is going to be the most a Final Destination movie has ever made. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so Bridget Jones, 139. In 10th place, Dogman, 145. Snow White, 205. So, wow, I can't believe that a classic like Snow White is just getting demolished by Lilo and Stitch. I mean, I am and I'm not surprised. There wasn't a good buzz around that Snow White movie, but still just the oldest Disney property ever as far as movies go. And they're just making such trash, especially in the domestic time frame at 87 million. That's really sad to see. But that's it for the box office. So again, top 10 is going to be Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Sinners in 6th place, 7th Final Destination, 8th place Snow White, Dogman 145, and Bridget Jones: Mad About a Boy 139. So that's your top 10 box office of the year so far. And then again, let me go back to these domestic numbers real quick because I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. I wonder why do they have all these other ones popping up when it's not even out yet. But okay. I wanted to see what the international numbers for Ballerina were, but it's okay. We're not going to worry about that right now. So with that, that's your box office for the weekend domestically. And let's go ahead and check out what movies we got coming out this upcoming week. So this upcoming week, real quick, The Life of Chuck will be coming out. I think worldwide. They had early release last week, and but it'll be like officially out this upcoming week. And then also coming out this week. So that's The Life of Chuck, and then, oops, hold on. Why is this not going? Okay, sorry. Life of Chuck, How to Train Your Dragon. Echo Valley is a semi-big movie. The Materialists. So we'll count Echo Valley. Materialists. Unholy Trinity. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade on re-release in limited theaters. Elio. And 28 years later. There are 8 movies coming out this week. And then Brightheart, if you want to count that, 9. And then that's just the big releases. There's also a lot of like little releases. So I think that's crazy, and that's a fun week at the movies. Movies that I will be seeing this upcoming week. I won't be seeing all 8. I will be seeing Life of Chuck, How to Train Your Dragon. I want to see Unholy Trinity, so if it's playing near me, I'll see that. Indiana Jones and Elio. So I will be, and 28 years later. So I'll be seeing 6 out of the 8 or 9 big movie releases coming out this week. So there will be a lot to talk about next week. So with that, those are your movies that are coming out this week, that I saw this week, box office for this week, and the movies that will be coming out next week. Go ahead and let me know down below. Did you see any of these movies? Are you looking forward to any of the movies coming out this upcoming week? If you saw any of the movies that I saw this week, let me know your ratings. What'd you think of them? And if you saw any movies that I didn't see, let me know what they were, and then I'll look into it. Maybe I'll go watch them myself. So with that, I'm out of here. And I will see you all again next Sunday for Let's Talk Movies Live. I will be changing it up coming up pretty soon. Everything. I got a whole like theme that I kind of want to get into that I thought about a little bit too late. So I'm going to get all those things put in order, and I will be changing it up, but I will be back next week as always for Let's Talk Movies Live. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.